reports, Libyan rebels are reportedly pushing on towards Tripoli, although Gaddafi's forces are denying that the opposition is making any progress. It's believed that major clashes have taken place, though, at the capital's Mitiga air base. The sound of gunfire has also echoed around the city's streets, according to journalists on the ground. Let's try and catch up with the latest and cross to Dr. Franklin Lamb. He's Director of Americans for Middle East Peace. He's currently in Tripoli. He's on the telephone. Let's see if we can catch up with him now, because I know communications are a little difficult. Dr. Lamb, can you hear me? Very good evening from RT. We're getting reports of gunfire in Tripoli tonight. Can you describe what's happening where you are?
Yes. Well, there is some gunfire. It's now 7 p.m. in Tripoli. There's some NATO bombs. I was on the top of this hotel, which is 26 floors up, and you can see plumes of smoke. The Marriott Hotel seems to be on fire. The top floor, it's near my hotel. I don't know if you heard, but I was out in Tripoli on a bicycle for 90 minutes this morning, and when I came back walking by the swimming pool of this hotel, I was shot in my right leg. The doctor gave me the bullet as a souvenir. I'm fine, but there was suggestion that the sniper was on the Marriott Hotel. That's unconfirmed. But people are preparing here. People are moving around, young men in buses and others, taking up, I think, defensive positions and going to various areas where they are directed. I don't know if you heard yesterday, there was a report that this hotel, the Corinthia, was attacked. That was not accurate. What happened is there were about 80 men here who were waiting for their transportation to go to Zaria. They wanted to fight. There was also a question about payment of some money, and so there was some ugliness here for 2 or 3 hours, but then they were picked up and they left. Now there's about 30 more young men who have arrived, and I'm not sure what their plans are.
Doctor, there are various reports about how close to Tripoli the rebels are. Some reports saying they're as close as around 20 kilometres away. Is there a real sense that they are getting close to Tripoli now? What news is feeding through to you and other people living inside the capital? Is there a sense that these people are coming and that they're succeeding?
Well, I think there's certainly anxiety and there's tension and there's adrenaline flowing and preparations being made. Nobody knows how far they are, but yes, the mainstream media is reporting that they're getting closer and closer, and people are hearing those reports. We heard that they were stalled at Maya, which is about, I think, about 25 miles from here. So there's preparation being made. I don't know if they're going into high gear, but you see tourist buses. I saw tourist buses racing through the streets. Obviously, there are no tourists here, but they were filled with young men. And I think that those buses are being used to position defenders of Tripoli. So yes, I would say definitely measures are being taken. People are staying inside. The civilians are. Very few people now going out, even me. And so we're waiting to see what happens tonight.
Why do you think there's been no response to the Libyan government's calls again today for negotiations with NATO and with the rebels? Why do you think there's been no positive response back to the Libyan government?
Yes, there can be no response because NATO has vetoed it. We've talked to rebels, actually, who want negotiations. They don't want to kill their Libyan brothers and sisters. NATO has forbidden that. This is NATO's campaign. They are using the rebels. They are ushering the rebels in toward Tripoli, as you know, only through their bombing. Had it not been for NATO, this would have been over by mid-March probably, or a little later than that, let us say early April. It is clearly NATO's war, NATO's project. They need Gaddafi dead or out of this country so they can claim a victory. In a sense, the rebels are themselves being used as pawns. And when this thing is over, depending on which way it plays out, I think there's going to be enormous infighting, and I think NATO's so-called team will not end up really NATO's team. So that's why there can be no ceasefire. NATO has forbidden it.